Alright, so Math 3 multiplicity worksheet. So we're dealing with polynomials still and graphing them still. So the idea here is that we're going to use end behavior and zeros and the multiplicity of those zeros to help us graph. Okay, so remember the basic idea here is, let's actually do that in a different color. Okay, end behavior. Remember, we've got positive, even degrees, a positive coefficient with an even degree, a negative coefficient with an even degree. Positive and even both go up, negative and even both go down. Then positive and odd, right goes up, left goes down, or negative and odd, left goes up and right goes down. Okay, that gives us the end. What's happening to the right and to the left. The zeros tell us the points that we're going to be running into here. And then the multiplicity tells us if they go through or if they bounce off. Okay? So remember, with multiplicity, even powers, like 2 or 4, okay, they bounce. Okay, the higher the power, the kind of wider it goes. For odd, so like cubed or to the 5th, they go through. And the higher, the more like flat it gets when it goes through. Okay, so those are the basic ideas, and from that we can draw a very basic graph. So let's see. So we've got some graphs here, so this will be like for number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright, so let's start with 1. So 1 here, okay, so we've got to do our end behavior first. So what degree do we have? Well, we have 4 x's and 3 x's. So 4 plus 3 would give us 7. So we have a degree of 7, which is odd. Look in front, is it positive or negative? It's positive, so I have positive odd. Okay, so I know it's going to be like this and this. Now for my zeros, we always think opposite, so I have a negative 1, so I go down here to negative 1, draw a 0. Then I have a positive 5. Okay, those are my only zeros. Now, this 5 has a 3, so I know it's going to cross through that one. Which, I know this is going to be up here, so I know from here it's going to go up this way. And then it's going to go down like this. Okay? Now from this one is a 4, so it's even, so it's going to bounce. So I start down here, I'm going to have to curl back up, and then I'm going to bounce, and then I'm going to do my end behavior, which is this one, so it's going to look something like that. Now, is that an exact graph? No, not even close, probably. But actually, I shouldn't say not even close. This is going to be correct. This is going to be correct. Notice I was a little flatter because I had a 3 instead of a 1. This was a little fatter because it was a 4 instead of a 2, and then it goes down this way. Okay? So let's do number 2. So 2 and 1, so a degree of 3, which is odd. This is positive in front of here, so it's going to be a positive. So just like this, my end behavior will be. Then I have a 0 at positive 3 and a 0 at negative 2. So positive 3 draws 0, negative 2 draws 0. Okay, my end behavior to the right is going to go up, and it's a 1 there, so it's going to cross through, so it's going to look something like that. Then to my left, it's going to go down, and it's a 2 here, so it's going to bounce. So it's going to come here and kind of look similar to that one, huh? Because they've got the same kind of idea going on here. So now let's take a look at 3 and 4. Okay, so 3, now we've got an x squared inside, and that's, I'll show you how that affects things. Okay, so I've got 2 x's, 3 x's, 2 x's. So 2 plus 3 plus 2 would give me, once again, 7. So it's odd. No negative in front, so it's positive again. Same kind of end behavior. Now, x squared minus 4, if we solved, we'd have x squared equals 4. We'd take the square root of that. We'd have x equals positive 2 and negative 2. So I've got two zeros, positive 2 and negative 2. Okay, they don't have a multiplicity because the power is on the inside, not on the outside. This one has a 0 of negative 5 with a multiplicity of 3. So it'll cross. And a positive 1 with a multiplicity of 2, so it'll bounce. So knowing my end behavior to the left is going down, let's start there. So it's going to be going down, and then my negative 5 has a 3, so it's going through, but it'll be a little flatter. So it'll come here, kind of flatten, go up. Now at negative 2, my 2's have a power of 1, so they're going to just go through. So it's going to have to, well, let's try to draw that better. So it'll come, pop up, then go through, pop up, come down. Then at 1, we have a 2, so it's going to bounce. So it'll bounce here, then curl through at the positive 2, and then go to the right. So it'll look something like this. Yours may not look exactly the same, but the parts that should, you should be going to the right, up, to the left, down. You should have those zeros, and then this should bounce, go through, go through, go through. Okay, how high this goes could change, how low this goes could change, how low this goes could change. Alright, now number 4. Okay, so number 4, we've got 3 and 2, so 5, so another odd one. So x squared minus 9, we could solve that. We get x squared equals 9, square root. So x equals a positive and a negative 3 with a multiplicity of 1 for each. So positive 3, negative 3. So they're going to be going through, aren't they? Then we also have a positive 1 with a multiplicity of 3. So that one's going to go through as a positive one. So the end behavior, it's odd and positive. So to the right up, to the left down. So this will be going up. Then it comes through, comes through, comes through, and goes down. So it'll look something like that. Okay? Alright, now let's clear that out. Let's get the last ones. So number 5. Okay, so number 5, we've got a positive 2 with a multiplicity of 2, negative 3 multiplicity of 2, so they're bouncing. So, and then a multiplicity of 1 for positive 4, so it's crossing. So degree of 5, so it's odd and positive. So we have a positive 2, we have a negative 3 and a positive 4. So from negative 3, it's going down because that's my end behavior. From 4, it's going up. 4 has a degree of 1, so it cuts through pretty quick. At 2, we have a 2, so it's going to bounce. And at negative 3, we also have 2, so it'll bounce one more time, and it'll look something like that. Okay. Now number 6, we've got a degree of 5 again, 2 plus 3. So positive 1 has a multiplicity of 2, positive 4 has a multiplicity of 3. So at 1, it's going to bounce, and at 3, it's going to go through. Okay? It's an odd degree positive again, which it seems like they're all odd degree positives, doesn't it? So as we go to the right up, as we go to the left down. So from this 0, we're going to go up. Now at 3, or at 4 I mean, we had 3, so it's going to be a little shallower as it comes through. Then it'll bounce and go through at 1. And what's the problem? 1 has a 2, so it should bounce, not go through, huh? So it should be bouncing and then going back down. And there's that one. Okay, number 7. So we've got 2, 3, and 1. So finally 6, so and positive, so even and positive. So they're both going to be going up to the right and to the left. We have a negative 3 and a negative 1. So negative 3, negative 1, and a positive 4. So from 4, it's going to be going up. From negative 3, it's going to be going up. Now negative 3 is 1, so it's going to cross. Negative 1 is 3, so it's going to cross a little flatter. And then at 4, it's 2, so it's going to bounce. So it comes back down and bounces back up. So something like this. Okay, and the last one, number 8. So 2 and 2, 4 and 3 is 7, so odd again, positive. So it'll go up to the right, down to the left. Positive 2 with a multiplicity of 3, so it's going to go through that one. Negative 1 with a multiplicity of 2, so it'll bounce at negative 1. And a positive 5 at 2, so it'll bounce at 5. So from 5 it's going up, from negative 1 it's going down. Negative 1, it's bouncing, so it bounces down. At 2 it's crossing because it's got a multiplicity of 3. And then at 5 it bounces again. So it'll look something like that. And there we go, guys. There's your basic graphs based off of those. And we're done.